How to ride faster on dirt bikes? We will cover quite a few tips, but there was one really critical factor we will concentrate on. First, my apologies for the weak attempt at riding fast. Our hard enduro rides are almost always in first or second gear. It was so weird trying to ride at speed. But it seemed like a good idea. Before I pass on these tips, we have collected from enduro coaches like Chris Birch, Graham Jarvis and Tim Coleman. So, you want to learn to ride fast? First, learn to ride slow. Most hard enduro champions will tell you this. Learn to balance at a standstill. Learn low-speed skills like riding figure eights at full lock. Work on your clutch slipping skills for better traction. There is a reason almost every hard enduro champion is also an A-grade trials rider. As your speed increases, focus on the correct body positioning. Learn the right technique for corners when you are sitting on the seat and standing on the foot pegs. Discover when you should sit and stand. Did you know there are 3 different foot peg positions? Work out when you should use each one. Your body positioning should be changing constantly for braking, accelerating, cornering, hill climbs, sand, ruts and rocky terrain. But many riders just sit on their bike like a dead lump of meat, so your bike is actually fighting your dead weight. Learn to work with the bike and your riding will improve dramatically. We have enduro training vids on all these topics. Get into them. Now, the most important factor. Learn to ride smoothly and keep good technique as you increase speed. Sure, it's fun to roost, wheelie, slide around corners, but when you watch the best riders, they are so smooth, they don't actually look that fast. And then muppets like us can actually look faster as we bounce, slide and roost around a track half out of control. But we are a lot slower. A great place to start is trying to ride fast but using low revs. Why? You can focus more on correct technique. You can work on braking later and carrying a higher speed through corners. Graham Jarvis is a classic case. He is rarely in the power band and yet he flies past other riders who are using high revs. The problem with high revs is it feels as though your speed is improving, but often you are actually riding slower because you forget about technique as you try to control all that power. And because you were intimidated by all that noise and wheel spin, you hit the brakes too early and end up with slower lap times. So, how do you effectively start to use higher revs? Use time trials over a set course. Establish your best time using low revs, then gradually increase the revs until you actually see your times getting worse. This means your technique is slipping, so you really need to practice harder before you start using higher revs and full power. Another way the pro riders use full power but control wheel spin is by slipping the clutch. They will often come into a tight corner in third gear, then do a controlled release of the clutch with full throttle to rocket out of corners but with little wheel spin. Very impressive to watch. Once you have combined maintaining good technique at full throttle, you really need to work on your braking technique. The fastest riders are almost always accelerating or braking. There is little in between. On your test track, mark out when you are first hitting your brakes, then start to brake later and later. Again, it's critical to maintain good technique. So, what has been your experience with learning to ride faster? Do you have other tips? Let us know. We will put them in the pinned first comment.